There's a few classic titles in gaming that just keep coming back for more. Perhaps one of the most recognisable is Mega Man.
And while the games have seesawed in quality and difficulty over the years, the Blue Bomber has powered on through, now with his latest outing, Mega Man 11.
Mega Man is all about a robot boy who's trying to—
Did someone say robot? You know, as a former robot myself, I feel it's only appropriate for me to provide some further insight. You know, as a robot representative of sorts, a robo-sentative.
Sure, Darren, go right ahead.
Well, with the first game being released all the way back in 1987, Mega Man was the first platformer to have a non-linear structure, letting players jump into any level they wanted. But what the series was really known for was its difficulty. Tight platforming through fast-paced levels that required extensive trial and error to master. Mega Man 11 brings that old-school gaming all the way to us in 2018.
It can be hard to unlearn the fluid feel of modern-day platforming to embrace that old-school classic movement, but it wouldn't be a Mega Man game without it. From the outset, there's 8 stages, each with a boss at the end, and you can play them in any order. Once you defeat a boss, you acquire their powers, which can make the next level considerably easier. And there's a decent variety to the powers, some more useful than others, plus I always liked how each theme is styled after the boss it houses.
For instance, there's Block Man, who gives you the power to make blocks fall from the ceiling. Fuse Man, who sends a spark of electricity flying across the floor. And Bounce Man, who lets you send a scattershot of bouncing balls. Each level has a similar structure and enemy types, with a little bit of flavour sprinkled through for the theme. I didn't find any of the levels or enemies particularly inventive, but it does feel true to Mega Man's retro roots.
This time around, they've also added a double gear system to Mega Man's suit. This lets you either supercharge your attack or slow down time, which is crazy helpful for getting through some of those trickier sections. However, use one of these abilities for too long and it'll overheat and be unusable until it cools down, which I found actually quite hard to manage.
Oh, I rarely overheated. I found the gauge was fairly clear, even when a lot was happening on the screen. However, I did forget to use the slow-mo a lot, usually because I was so panicked.
Ah, yes, the screaming.
It's hard! I'm quick to admit that platformers like this aren't my strong suit, but luckily Mega Man has a variety of difficulty settings, including newcomer mode. This gives huge advantages, such as taking drastically reduced damage, unlimited lives, and a little birdie friend to carry you back if you accidentally fall. I am totally into games having settings like this. It just makes them more accessible.
Yeah, I appreciate that it helps some players, but it just didn't feel like the pure Mega Man experience to me. These games are meant to be punishing.
But it still is punishing. While the easier setting is helpful, there are still some sections that you really need to finesse through, and quickly. I was disappointed that my saving grace, the newcomer mode, still had sections designed to destroy me.
Yes, Rad, embrace the frustration. But I do know what you're getting at. There are a few things that difficult games need to still be enjoyable that I think Mega Man is missing. Perhaps the most important is a quick reset, so you're thrown into another run before the frustration from failing can set in. Another issue I have is the platforming layout. A lot of the areas have low ceilings that are all too easy to hit when you jump, killing all your momentum. Whether that's a flaw or by design, it's still undeniably annoying.
I like a challenge, but I never felt like I was getting better the more I played. And it's super disheartening when you get past a section you were really struggling with, only to fail right after with no checkpoint. Plus, my autosaves didn't work, so I lost a lot of progress. 3 whole levels, that's too many to lose.
Yeah, I could have used some extra checkpoints on those tougher stages, but overall, I kind of welcomed that old school difficulty, especially from such a classic franchise. And I think it's the best Mega Man has ever looked. It's still iconic, but also modern and polished. This kind of punishing difficulty might not be for everyone, but I still managed to find the fun in the frustration, so I'm giving it 3.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
I struggled to get into Mega Man 11. Your goal needs to feel achievable for challenge to be enjoyable, or it needs great gameplay and to be oozing with charm. I can appreciate it, but from afar. I'm giving it 2.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.